Hey guys, good morning. How you all doing? Oh, it's 5 a.m. here, and this is the morning of the YouTube day at Zuma festival. I'm going to be vlogging about my whole day. I'm going to be vlogging about how everything went. So just stay tuned. Yeah, now we're making breakfast. Our chips is frying. So guys, the chips are ready. Golden brown as it should be. So guys, it's 5:45 and I'm about to start my work. I want to sweep the house and everything before I go. It's 5:45, guys. So guys, I'm about to go and bathe. It's 7:30 here right now and I need to bathe fast because the program YouTube day is starting by 9. Hey guys, I'm all set for the program. I'm a bit late, but I need to. I'm trying to rush up things and everything. Well, I'm all glammed up. Oh, how do you like my look? Flick. The struggle is real, guys. I'm trying to locate the place and I don't know. I've gotten directions, so definitely in a few minutes time I should be there. And it's past time already. It's already to 10. Can you imagine? Oh.
Certainly, a bill like this must have some political interest, must attract some political interest, because we're talking about a bill now that is going to empower farmers. What the Auditor General does, or what he's supposed to be doing, is to prevent corruption, not to fight corruption.
I think I just got there right now. Guys, I just got there.
Peace and unity. We will take the second stanza of our national anthem as our prayer for this morning, and you recite after me.
Of course. And then of course we have our distinguished creators, YouTube creators here with us, many of whom you would know and you have lots of time to interact with after now. And I'd love to now call to the stage the Director General of the Nigerian Copyright Commission, Mr. John Asen, to give us the keynote, and then we move on. Yeah. Welcome, sir.
I don't know how much time I've got. I can do that because we don't cut me down like 5-10 minutes. Maybe because we were short on time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good to be with us again. Just to share some thoughts. I said that because we had.
This is your opportunity. They will be here with us for some time today. So I would also love to hear about your journey, and I'll start with Jesi. I'd love you to please tell us who you are, what you do, and your journey on YouTube, how you started working on YouTube or doing, sharing stuff on YouTube.
Sure, thank you. you. Well, I'm very pleased to be here, and thank you to YouTube for the invitation. My name is Jesi Damina. I am a screenwriter, and I'm also the co-founder of a production company called Neptune Studios. I basically got into YouTube right after my master's degree. My sister and I went to film school, and when we came back, we were very much interested in being part of the Nigerian film industry, but we did not. I'd say our content that we wanted to produce was not quite traditional to what Nollywood was doing. So we decided, well, what's the easiest way to get our work out there and just get the critique from people and see where, what people feel about it. So we decided, okay, YouTube. And we made a short film. Probably our first ever film, and we put it on YouTube. Fingers crossed, if we get 100 views, 200 views, it'll be great to hear what people think about it. So we made the short film. The crew was just my sisters and I. We had a bunch of awesome people from our hometown. They came together to just act in Akah, that's down south. So they were inexperienced actors. They just decided to help us out, and they came together. We made the film, put it on YouTube. And before we knew it, we were having 20,000 views, 40,000. It was mind-blowing. For a second, I had to turn off my phone because it was crazy. The notification was going wild. And now it's been about a year after, and we have over 4 million views on that first episode. We didn't use YouTube. I'm not sure if we would have ever gotten that audience or that reception. We've gone on to make about 19 more episodes after that, and the same crazy reception, and everybody just kind of loves it, and I'm so glad.
Always, it's so much, you can local content, right, to a global audience. As Mr. Asen had said, it's content is king, and I think when it comes to film, it remains that thing that is really big on YouTube. And Akah, many of us know you. My sister may be here somewhere, and she knows you very well, and we all do know you. I guess I know you, and I'm happy that you're here with us today. And can you share a bit of your own journey on YouTube with us?
So like I said, thank you for the opportunity to be here, Google, YouTube, and the National Film Corporation here. Thank you so much for organizing this. So I'm an actor, a producer, content creator, but I didn't start out as an actor or content creator. I started out as a TV presenter. A year, I realized that I had to do more, and basically, because I'm a very opinionated person, and so on TV, I realized that I didn't have a voice of my own. So I was subject to the producer, to the producer's producer, and then to the bureaucracy of the network. And the network was owned by, an entity anyway, a political entity. And so it was very, very controlled. And so I wanted to say what I wanted to say. And so I decided, I'm just going to start my YouTube channel. And I guess that was the beginning. But also at the same time, during the course of the year that I was a TV presenter, I also started acting. I think in the 7th month of the TV job, I started acting. But then I would go for an audition and realize that most of the time they would call for an open call audition, and then maybe 2,000 people would show up for 3 parts in the movie role. And I was just like, what is this? This is madness. And as a newbie, I would get the audition call and the information, and then they would say, audition starts at 8 a.m. And then me, newbie, I'll show up there by 8 o'clock. Sometimes 8:30. I think the first day I went for an audition was around 8:30, and then I was like number 1021. Please, excuse me, how am I number 1? When did this start? And then they were like, it started at, it had not even started, but there was a list. And they were like, we're going to start. So I'm like, how is this number 1000? They were like, brother, are you a new actor? I was like, yes, I'm trying to get in. They were like, okay. So they took me to the lady who was number 2. And then they were like, he just came and is asking, because, the acting community is a very, you bump into yourselves at auditions a lot. So they know each other's faces. And so they asked her what.
But thank you so much. So you still work as an actor, but you have
as an actor. And it's not easy to also, I found it tough to find a balance. So working as an actor, giving my time to that. I don't know, how many people go on GSM Arena before you buy a phone? Show of hands. GSM Arena, you check the specs and all that. Nobody? Okay. So I like to know what I'm buying before I buy, and I like to obsess about what I'm buying before I buy. If it's a phone, if it's a laptop, especially like something expensive, and everything was expensive to me as a kid, so I would obsess about it, really over. And I was working for a tech company, a telco, so phones would come in and keep jumping from one desk to the other, and I would play with it, pass it on to the next person, test it, pass it on to the next person. So basically before a phone is launched, I would know a lot about the phone. And obviously I can't talk about it, but I can experience it. So I decided to record videos on my phone, off the phone, just opening it, showing people what was inside the box. Simple stuff, not turning it on or anything serious. It was just supposed to be something that they would display maybe on a desk, something simple. And I did that, and the first video got like 7,000 views. I really did not know what it meant to have views, or whether I could translate to money. I was basically doing 9 to 5 work and just like, okay, this is easy. I wouldn't even edit my videos. It would just be boom, very shaky, very amateur. I didn't really care. It was not like, and I did that for maybe 6 months, and at some point I said, okay, people started asking me for more. Why we just unbox the phone, open it and show us without turning it on? Who does that? This rubbish. You need to come and show us, turn it on, what can you do, and all that. And I was responding to people's comments. I'm like, okay, maybe I will do it. So one day I was like, okay, I turned on the phone, I put on a game, I played the game, showed people how it works, and then a lot of people watched that and like, oh, one more. What about the camera? You need to show us whether the selfie is good and all that stuff. These are very, very amateur videos. The insults are still there. I didn't even believe them. So you can see like, why will you just do that? You need to show us more. You can't just stop there. And I just kept going and going and going. And till date, I still film with the phone. So I'm basically like everybody else. I just have the phone. My setup is like 10,000 naira. The entire setup, like I use God's lights, natural lights. So, I don't have a production team or anything like that. It's just, but now I edit, so that editing can take 12 hours to make it look, presentable. But it's still 10,000 naira setup. Tripod is like 1.5, and that's it. And then my phone, of course, which is no longer an affordable phone like it used to be. But yeah. So I now just produce content regularly, and I've been going regularly for AdSense is good. So basically, when I started, I was putting all this copyrighted content. When you play a game, that music, the person of the music will take the money from there. Yes, so you need to turn off the music or any copyrighted content so that they don't take part of your money. I didn't know this when I started, but now you know. So if you are playing music at a wedding, just remove the music part and put free music. And there's free music on Google, on YouTube platform, so you don't need to share your profit with anybody. And yeah, so one of the key things that I learned from is just tools. There are some tools that nobody ever. I feel people talk about it, but you actually need to go and search. To help you to have search engine optimized videos. So if you have good content, if you don't name it right, nobody's going to see the content. So if you're creating a video about, say, a celebrity, say Akah, and you don't have Akah in the title, nobody's going to watch the video as much as if you have Akah in the title and probably the first word, Akah Nani does this, that. And then the description, the tags, everything has to match so that people can, and obviously your thumbnail has to be attractive and all those things. So I just learned that along the way. But like most YouTubers, I feel like, everybody just learns a bit of this, a bit of that. Now you have YouTube stories that people are subscribed. You get a lot of more subscribers, which a lot of people don't know as well. But yeah, and then what else? Yes, so it's my full-time job. Every day I think about what am I going to do next, because money has to keep coming. But it wasn't always like this. It was, before the money wasn't enough. So I just like, some days I just like want to sleep. But now I'm just like, oh no. I need to, there's something expensive I need to buy. So yeah, I'm going to keep I'm going to keep producing videos. So and YouTube money is very good. You know that some people earn millions every month. So in dollars, millions in dollars. So you know that you have to take it seriously if you want to. I guess at this point, I won't say that if you want to keep making money, because that can be all. There has to be passion. So I had passion before, and I just maintain the same, simple set.
I also think that it's good that when we're thinking around copyright and how we want to gain from it, there's multiple ways to gain. And so that kind of robust platform where we protect our property, our intellectual property, but we also do whatever we believe will get us more visibility, will get us more traction in other ways, so a very robust system that provides us with all the options that we have. Okay, over to Winnie. Please tell us. In fact, as you came in, everyone was telling me. Someone was saying, I stole one of her recipes. I was like, she put it up. It's not stealing. Like, but please tell us your journey on YouTube, how you got there, what you were doing, why you even went in the first place.
Okay, good morning, everybody. It's such a pleasure to be here. And I want to say a really big thank you to YouTube and Google and the Zuma Film Festival for the opportunity to be here, to share my story, an interesting one I must say, and to encourage a few content creators here today. So like everybody else, I had a dream. I had a dream, and my dream was to be a super success. I just wanted to be a success, regardless of how I was going to achieve it. But I discovered something at the age of 12. I had a really big passion for cooking. But at that age, I thought to myself that the only people that were probably going to enjoy my cooking skills were going to be my husband and my kids. Because nobody, at the time, I didn't have any role model to guide me, to let me know that look, I could actually become a success by just learning how to cook. So at that age, what I thought to myself was, okay, cooking was just going to be for the family, and I'll just go ahead and pursue a 9-to-5 job and just be successful having a 9-to-5 career. And so I went to the university, and like everybody else, I wanted to get a good job. I actually got a good job with an oil company that was paying so well, but I found out something. I was so distracted at my job. I was never happy. I would wake up in the morning, and I didn't just have the willpower to go to work. I just wanted to be on my bed. I didn't just want to get up. And every time I go to work, I find that when I'm given a task by my boss, I end up making so many mistakes. And I know that I'm not one to make mistakes because I'm very articulate about what I do. I pay attention to how I do what I do. So I didn't like the fact that I was making mistakes, especially because I was in the finance department and I was dealing with lots of numbers. Numbers is not my thing at all. So one day I was on my desk, and all I could envision was me in front of the camera cooking and teaching people how to cook. And I'm like, what the hell? How is this even going to happen? But prior to that time, I had actually started a blog where I share my recipes. So I cook a meal, I take pictures, put it on social media, and then I find that people would ask me, Winnie, can you share the recipe with us? And I will share the recipe with them, and then the requests kept coming. So because of that, I was encouraged to start a blog. So I started the blog, and the blog was doing so well. So every time I'm on my desk working, I just envision myself in the kitchen wearing an apron. I'm just cooking and having a good time. And every time I'm in the kitchen, I always find that I'm the happiest. So what I did one day was I took up the courage, went to my boss and told my boss that I was going to quit. And he was like, "What?" And it was in an era where the economy was really, really so bad, and people would think that you're nuts for wanting to leave a 9-to-5 job that was paying you so well for nothing that you don't even know where it was going to. You didn't even know where your next sort of income was going to come. But because I wasn't happy, I decided that I was going to make the move. So I opted and I quit my job, and then I decided that I was going to focus on the food gifts that I had. Then I didn't really know so much about YouTube. 1 month into my staying out of my job, someone told me about YouTube and said, why not start producing content on YouTube? I'm like, YouTube. Prior to that time, I was a big fan of Food Network. I would always watch Food Network and always pray that I had a show like Food Network where I would teach people how to cook. But then I approached some brands for sponsorship to help produce my show so I can put it on TV. But I was turned down by all of these brands. And then somebody said, instead of meeting all of these brands, why not start your own, creating your own videos? I'm like, where am I going to put them? And the person was like, haven't you heard of YouTube? I'm like, okay, yes, I've heard of YouTube, but I thought YouTube was for some aliens. Like, people here are not supposed to use YouTube. So So I went on the YouTube platform one day during my holiday, and I was really encouraged by what I saw on YouTube. In fact, one girl that actually encouraged me was some chick in America, a Nigerian chick, and then she was teaching us how to make Nigerian dishes from America. I was challenged. I'm like, how would somebody in America be teaching me how to make Nigerian dishes? I said, no, I'm gonna take this up and I'm going to create my own channel. And then because I had I'm very big on quality, I decided that, you know what, I'm not going to create any form of shabby content. I went into a search for a production company who would partner with me to create content. That was a big challenge, but eventually I found one, and then we started to create content. The very first year, when we first started, actually, we set a target for ourselves, and then we said we were going to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the first year. And then we started, and we put out the first video. In fact, the very first video, by the end of the week, we posted the very first video. We already got our first 1,000 subscribers. It was amazing. Like, we were like, what? Is this easy to get subscribers? But I'm like, from my research, people that have been on YouTube for so long, for even sometimes for over 2-3 years, haven't even gotten that much. And I'm like, how did we get 1,000? I'm like, okay, then there's something here. We need to actually really now dig in and now be serious about this thing. So we started uploading content more consistently. In fact, we created a schedule, and so we're going to upload once every week. Since I started a little bit over 2 years ago till now, we've been very consistent, and we've been uploading content once every week. So remember, I said that in the first year we decided we were going to have our 5,000 subscribers. But to our amazement, in less than 6 months, we had already gotten our first 50,000 subscribers. It was mind-blowing. So YouTube became a major source of revenue. In fact, when we first started, we didn't even know we could monetize our videos on YouTube. We didn't know until we got to maybe our 1,000 subscribers. People were like, "Are you monetizing your videos?" And I'm like, "No. How do you monetize videos?" And then someone taught me, and we monetize. And I'm like, so is this easy to make money on YouTube? So we consistently kept doing it. So I would say that YouTube has created a platform for me to express myself and the gift and the talent that God has given to me. Like, I see it as one of the biggest opportunities in my life, because it has opened the door to so many other opportunities. Yeah. Now, these same brands that will not come sponsor my TV show on TV are now the ones coming to me to help them promote their products. And of course, they pay heavily for it. They don't, it's not free of charge. So being active on YouTube has also created another opportunity for me to have brand sponsorships. And believe me, I actually work with the best of the best brands. And I'll say that, honestly, I am super duper really grateful for the opportunities that putting up my content on YouTube has accorded me. Apart from that, I'm also now working on creating my own products, culinary-related products that will create and provide solutions, culinary-related solutions to the average cook or the idea to do it. And I now started uploading my videos on YouTube. So I'll say that the feedback has been very, very beautiful. Imagine I wake up to messages from somebody in Singapore telling me how my cooking has helped save their marriage. In fact, one woman, I'll never forget, she sent me a message, sent me a mail. She kept trying to reach me until I finally figured out who she was. She told me a story of how her husband left home and for over 2 months. And then one day, he finally came back home to pick up some of his belongings from the house. And then he had passed the night. So the next day, because women will always like to keep our husbands in the house, and she didn't want her husband to go anywhere anymore. What she decided to do was, okay, you know what, I'm going to make him something really nice. And then let me just see if I can impress him so that he doesn't go anymore. And then she woke up very early in the morning. She said she went to my YouTube channel and took my video on how to make the perfect jollof rice. I remember. And then she said, and then she followed the video step by step. And then she said that the next thing she heard, when she was almost about to be done with the cooking, her husband walks into the kitchen and was like, what's smelling here? What's this aroma? And she's like, she's making jollof rice. She was like, okay, can I have a taste? And all he wanted to do was have a taste and leave. But then when he had the first taste, he goes, please, can I have a plate? And then she said, this is a true life story, guys. The lady was actually in tears when she was telling me this story. So she served her husband, the food on the plate, and she said for the first time in her marital life, she had a 2-hour conversation with her husband.
Wow.
Do you know what that means? Like for me, that really gave me goosebumps, and I'm like, this is actually beyond me. Now it gave me a higher sense of purpose. It made me believe that what I'm doing is not just teaching people how to cook. I'm actually saving marriages as well. So no, jokes apart. So it gave me a higher sense of purpose, and I decided that I was going to put more effort into doing what I do. So I'm not a trained chef. I didn't go to culinary school. It's really expensive to go to culinary school. But I do a lot of research. Like I read a lot of culinary books and all of that. But because of that, and because of my higher sense of purpose now, I decided that I'm going to save up so that I can actually go to a culinary school and get more knowledge so that I can pass it across to people.
Asking and they're wondering is how they are going to survive. People are saying that no, this you may not make money. There are different things around it. People don't know whether they can survive economically. It's something that it's something that is. I mean to say, I don't know the word in English. I've lost my English, but I mean it's something that happens in the artistic sector, in the creative sector. Yes, it's common. Thank you. That's the word, common. Yeah. So it's common in the creative sector that you see a few people who are successful. So the Chimamandas, the Akahs, the Jesis. We see them, and then but it's like. It's a matter of luck almost, maybe, But I believe that just from what you've shared, there may be some things you found out. It may not have been intentional, but I should give us a shout out, yeah.
My older sister.
And your mom is here as well. Hi, Mom.
So my older sister is the director and my co-producer as well of our show, and my younger sister is the star of the show. Of course, we had to work with the people we had around us. Couldn't afford anything fresh out of school. So our economic growth. Well, like I said, full-time YouTubing is. Man, it's a full-time job. I feel like sometimes it's worse than a full-time job because a full-time job can be 9 to 5, but YouTube is like around the clock sometimes. And especially in the sector we're in film and entertainment, and we're doing a web series. And our first target was, okay, we're going to put out a video every 2 weeks because just production is complicated. You have to write the script, you have to film it, of course, we'll work with the actors first. We had amateur actors, work with them, film it, edit it, and then, the grading, the music, just make it as professional as possible and put it out. So it was really time-consuming, really exhausting. Sometimes we would be extreme. I feel like I've been on a burnout high since the first video. I have not rested or slept. It's that intensive. So, we realized we could monetize our YouTube video after the first video, and we went. It was actually pretty straightforward. We had to have a certain amount of watch hours and of course a certain amount of subscribers. And once we hit those targets, we were 2 million views into our first video. Then we started seeing ads in our videos, and we were like, okay, I guess this is how it works. And then the instructions were really straightforward. They were like, at the end of a month or so, you would receive income into the account you created. And we were like, okay, well, let's see what we get. And actually, the engagement from our YouTube audience, and I guess the way people were subscribing and the way people kept sharing and referring our videos to others really brought in such a wide audience and made the monetization process so much more smooth for us that we were almost making as much as we were spending to create the videos. Well, at first. So, I mean, we're not a big production house. We basically just have a couple cameras. We have, my father works in TV as well, so we borrowed his lights. We didn't really have to spend much on that sector, but just keeping the production afloat is thanks to our YouTube income, because we're not on TV, so nobody's buying the content. It's basically parental support and out of pocket of whatever we're getting from YouTube. So that combination kept the production afloat, and of course the fans kept demanding more. Make it weekly, make it every 2 days. I'm like, excuse me? How are we going? It's crazy enough. I sometimes I need a week or a month to write the script because the ideas, we didn't even plan it properly because we were supposed to write the whole series before we went into production, but we were writing as we were shooting. So sometimes my sister, she would come to me and she's like, where's the script? I'm like, I haven't written the first page. I don't know what we're going to shoot. I don't even know what this episode is about. But somehow it would work and the fans were supportive. So all of that, just putting it together, kept us going. And of course, with YouTube, you have to be consistent. Like they said, you have to be consistent. If not, the interest kind of just falls out and falls off. And you need the engagement to keep the monetization process going, to keep the money incoming. So being a full-time YouTuber, it's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of hard work. You need to be creative all the time. You need ideas all the time. You need a great support system. I have my family, thankfully they're in the same industry as me, so they really do understand what it's like to be on there all the time, 24/7. So they give the right amount of support, which I'm really blessed to have. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's like. I don't know if there's any other thing you wanted me to share.
Sure, I'm happy. So maybe the audience would have questions for you, and please feel free. And when they're in their booths, whatever you want to ask them, go for it. As long as it's part, about the production process, and all of that. Please go ahead and ask them. So I'm sure there'll be many more questions around this that you could, speak to more specifically. Thank you. Thank you. Over to you.
For myself, let me first start out by saying this. I didn't start a YouTube channel, and I don't think anyone should because of the money they are going to get. Because if it's just YouTube is paying dollars, my dear, you will be sorry. You will be sorry because to earn $1,000, you need 1 million views, and that's $1,000. I mean, 355,000 naira. But it takes a lot of input, a lot of effort, a lot of work to get to 1 million views. A lot of time to get to 1 million views. And so if 1 million views equals $1,000, then how many views do you want to get for 100,000 views? And how much will that, give you in money, in dollars? So I really feel like the first thing you have to take a hold of is first your passion. And what are you passionate about? What do you want to give to the world? What do you want to share with the world? And then secondly, you have to put in the work. You have to be consistent. You have to, give basically of yourself. Literally open the laptop and say, use the camera of the laptop to say something into the... I don't have what to say. He was like, Akah, get something to say now. I don't have lights. In my mind, production. You want to do YouTube video, you have to have lights, you have to have this, camera, Ari. And he was like, no. I know. He was like, no, you're going to use this camera. And then what he did was get a lamp, fluorescent lamp. The plastic ones that you use when there's no light. So he literally stood behind the camera and put it on my face. And we closed, because we didn't know anything. We closed, the windows were closed, the curtains were closed, and he was like, oh yeah, start your video. And that was how I started my video. And then I finished, he was like, good. So what are you going to do? I'm like, anything. And it broke me. It broke my heart because I was just like, what? As content creators, we put our souls into what we create. And anybody who attacks or antagonizes, it feels like they are antagonizing us. I was broken. I was like, God, I'm not going to do this again. But I slept, I woke up the next day, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I was resilient. And I did another video and I posted. And then people were attacking me again. We can see that the light you're using is lamp. My dear, the white is showing on your nose. Stop this rubbish. Insults from left to right. And then I will cry to my girlfriend. She will say, don't worry, baby, I believe in you. She does say, brother, any that forced me to do it was nowhere to be found. And then, but I continued, and then I saw an interesting comment on the third video. Someone said, you know what, this is really, really sad that you're using light. We can see the light. Why don't you just use natural light? Natural light is the best light. Open your windows, for crying out loud. And I was like, oh wait, really? I can do that? And so I tried it and I opened the windows. And then I did a video and I uploaded. And then from the fourth video, everyone was like, my dear, you are not getting better. Don't worry, we are supporting you. Will we watch? Just keep going on. And I'm like, wow, the same people who were attacking me. But that's how I I got consistent and started putting out videos, and I would read through critical comments and negativity and pick out what I needed to learn. And then, of course, I started studying and getting resources and watching YouTube to learn how to edit and make stuff interesting. And that's how, because I knew content was great. I knew I had the content. It was just how to present it. But then as to earning money on YouTube, I didn't even think about that or, wonder about that too.
So it would never be enough because, you're basically not saving lives, but saving people a trip to the store, to check out the phones for themselves. They get a feel and everything of it before they decide what to buy, and even deciding what to buy for the right purpose and all that. I help them personally reply comments and all that. But helping people aside, there's still, money is kind of a big reason why a lot of people would sit down and listen to you talk about YouTube. They want to know how can I, make money. It's a very big, and a lot of people shy away from it, but it's a very big deal. So, say 2 years into YouTube, I think I was still making maybe $10 or something.
Yesterday, Eric told me that he was so happy when he saw 0.1 cents.
Your first 0.1. I tweeted.
He tweeted his first 0.1 cents, yeah.
So, but that's the thing about passion. It's just supposed to drive. It doesn't really matter. It didn't really matter to me. I was just too excited that, there's actual, money to be made at some point. But a lot of people go in and think, we're just going to pay you $100 when you make a video and get 10,000 views. But no, it can take years and years and years. But eventually, YouTube pays you more for the same amount of views still. So it's not like there's a flat rate or anything. It's based on CPM, countries, and all that stuff. There's like a lot to learn about. I probably will get to that later in the booth, but yeah, you can make a lot more money for the same amount of views that you're making right now when you're consistent. So for me, it's let me talk about my editing process, the filming, scripting, editing. It's very stressful. So I've had burnout. And like her, I don't breeze through my burnout. I burn out well and stay 1 month or 6 weeks away from YouTube and just, buy myself whatever I want to buy to make myself happy and then get back to YouTube. So, so that burnout is now I'll take personal breaks, maybe 2 weeks on purpose off so that I can, refresh and just feel like I'm doing something with my life aside, just always creating content for people. Yeah, it's very important. So and that's it. That helps me because when I get back, I'm now refreshed. I can go on like once a week or twice a week. I've done 5 videos in 5 days before. Yeah, I've done it before. It's very, very, and it takes about 6 to 12 hours to edit one video because you have to make sure that my audience are people who buy affordable phones. So if you buy the most expensive iPhone or Samsung, then my channel wouldn't serve you. But if you're trying to save money, buying a budget phone, and that's where I come in. So I'm making bite-sized content because they don't already, like people who buy these phones don't have so much data to watch 10 minutes of video. So I try to compress all the information about this phone, show them what the camera can do, what the battery life is like, the design of the phone, the cons of the phone, is it, which one is better between maybe the last year's version of this year. Do you need to upgrade? Tell them if you need to upgrade, and that's like very important because you can't just be spending money buying, upgrading when there's nothing new. So people come there with the mindset that I want to know whether I need to buy this one if I already have this one, and that's what they leave doing. Okay, I don't need to buy it, but it's a good phone, but I don't need to buy it. Maybe next year I would, or next 6 months, because now they churn them out like every month, maybe, So it's helping people to make those decisions, and like I said, very stressful. So whatever money they pay me, I feel like I've earned it.
You do this for people who buy phones. Do the phone manufacturers ask you to review phones as well, or?
So some companies reach out and try to give you phones, but there's only so many phones, so I cannot review everybody's phone. There's only so many phones that you can take because there's so little time, and it takes energy to create one video. So I have to turn down a lot of phones, and it's like, no, I cannot review this. Yeah.
So you're still like the only, and they pay you for that.
So if you're trying to push specific features, because there are a lot of features I don't care about. When I do videos, I tell people that maybe all this gimmick, all this, maybe you're supposed to do hand gestures to do like this. I'm saying, there's hand gestures, but I don't care about it. So, these are not the things that people use.
But if you really want to push it, then I have a social media page where I can talk about these features extensively, and that's what people pay for.
Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing with us, every one of you. Can we give them a round of applause, please?
Script on the wall. The editor and the director already have a look at it, and then together we're in sync, and then they already know, okay, this is what's coming next, this is what is coming next. So planning is actually very important. You just have to sit down, organize your production day first of all on paper, or first of all start by organizing it in your head, then bring it down and write it down on paper, and then on the day of production it will be very easy to execute.
I just wanted to add circles. So I'd like to say thank you to all of you. They are passing me so many notes, Sorry. Okay, so I'd like to say thank you to all of you for joining us on stage. Just before, and so please let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you. So we just go back to our seats. Sammy has something to do. He wants to do a Kahoot quiz, real quick. I don't know if you guys know Kahoot quizzes. Okay, no. You guys come sit down. Let's take a picture together.
Hey guys, I'm back again. You see, the experience has been amazing. We have met stars of Best Friend in the World. We have met Akah. We have met the guy that does the hour skits and all. Today has been amazing. It has been impactful, really interacting. You know, it's so amazing to finally meet people who you just watch online and all. I must say, it's actually also very motivating. Like this thing, it's really boosted my everything. Like now I know what I want to do really, and I'm going to go for it. Yes, man. Yes.
Hello, welcome to the YouTube conference hosted by Home Builder Award. Oh, believe me, this program was worth it. So inspiring, content shared by different YouTube creators. If you're not here, believe me, you're missing out.
You are missing out. Like I've been so inspired, motivated. I'm just my head is full. The only thing that's ready is just to go and walk. Oh yeah, start. Hey guys, I'm back again. So we're almost at the end of everything here. Well, it was amazing, really inspiring, motivating, like meeting up with different content creators that you have watched. Like it was superb. Can I say that I'm speechless? Because I am speechless, guys. I am so speechless. Like, this conference was the best. YouTube in collaboration with Film Festival, Zuma Film Festival, it was superb. Like, if you're not here, you missed out. I really need to be here the next year's edition, because this experience cannot be explained. Like, it cannot be explained. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated. It's your girl, yeah. Where are you going now?
Seeing eyes of mine, what do you feel beside? I don't know where we're gonna fly like you did sometimes. Seeing eyes of mine, love, I wanna be strong. We're doing wrong, but I'll try to fix it. Love, I wanna be strong. We're doing wrong, but I'll change it.